My name is Banda. I'm from Oregon. I'm 22 years old, and if you're watching this, I've been arrested. Ever since I moved to Oregon when I was 3 years old, I grew up living in fear, not really realizing why. Just watching my parents every time we would go somewhere and they would see a truck that even looked like immigration, just watching them run away. I remember when I was little, I was about 3 years old, my mom walked into the bathroom and caught me covering myself with baby powder because I wanted to be white. I wanted to be like the rest of my friends. And when I was young, I didn't really understand that. Like, I didn't understand why my skin color was different, why I spoke differently. And growing up, you know, I wanted to be like my friends. Like, I didn't realize that I was, you know, I was beautiful, that my skin color made me unique and made me, you know, made me like everyone else. Then growing up, like in my community, no one likes to talk about their status. No one talks about immigration. Everyone is scared. Everyone is always living in fear. Whenever we have a case, no one has hope. No one in my community has hope. One of the cases that we had, when we went to talk to their family members, the only thing we would hear was, "Why are you even fighting? It's not worth it. You're not going to win a case." And I'm doing this because I believe that we need to be that change. We can't just sit around and wait for something to happen. We need to create that change, and that's what I'm here for. I want to be that change. I want to empower my community just like other youth have empowered me. I just want to say, embrace your status. You know that your undocumented status makes you beautiful, it makes you unique, it makes you strong. And we're all human. We all have the rights, you know, to fight, you know, have a good life. And we shouldn't let anyone just say, "No, you're undocumented, you don't deserve to have these rights." We have the rights to a driver's license. We have the right to go to school, to live with dignity. And we need to embrace our status and realize that. So my undocumented community, what I say is come out of the shadows, step up and fight for your rights. You deserve them. To my family, I know it was really hard for them at first. Just the idea of me even coming out of the shadows the first 2 times, it is something they never really wanted to talk about. Every time I brought it up, they would turn around. And I know I'm risking deportation, but I'm doing this for them. I'm doing this because even just a simple task of going to the bank, my mom is afraid of that. Just going to the gym, going anywhere, and being asked for your ID. I can see that fear, and I'm doing this for them because I don't want her to live in that have that fear anymore. I don't want my dad to be worrying every time that he loses his job, because, you know, he works in construction and there's not work all the time. And I see that fear when months go by without work, being afraid of getting pulled over, going to the gym, going to the bank. I don't want that. I've been living here for 19 years and I've already lost 2 grandparents, and just every time something like that happens, they regret being here, and I just want to let them know that I'm thankful. I'm thankful that they brought me here because I have a better life than I think I would have had in Mexico. And I don't hate them for bringing me here. I know that when I was young, I kind of resented it, but I just want them to know that I love them, and I love my little brother as well. My dad, the last time he saw his family was, my grandpa, who passed away, was when I was in 3rd grade, and that was really hard. I remember my cousin and I not understanding why we couldn't go to Mexico. I remember being in the driveway crying, yelling, wanting to go with them and my uncle, and they wouldn't let us. They never told us why we couldn't. And that was really hard when my dad and my uncle came back, knowing that my grandpa was gone, and I didn't get a chance to say goodbye. My mom went when I was a sophomore in high school because my grandma was dying. I understood then why I couldn't go. And when my mom came back, I almost lost her in the desert. It's been really hard every time we have a family member that gets sick. Just knowing that I can't go. I can't go and say bye to them. Seeing my mom fall into depression every single time someone gets sick like that. Not wanting to talk to anyone, feeling bad, feeling like the rest of our family hates us because we couldn't go down there, and they don't understand that. Every time a family member gets sick, I always feel like they hate us because we're not there to say bye. And they don't understand that. They don't understand how hard it is to be here and wanting to go down to Mexico and say goodbye to family. And I want my mom to know that she shouldn't it's hard being here and seeing family pass away and not being able to say bye to them, talking to them on the phone, and hearing my little cousins asking me when I'm gonna go back. And I have a little cousin who's 8 now. I never met her, but I've talked to her on the phone, and when my mom was down there and she came back, every time we were on the phone now, she's always asking her, you know, when are you gonna go? When are you gonna come back? When am I gonna see you climb that mountain and come back? And you know, every time I talk to her, she's always telling me about how, you know, her Barbies, and she wants me to play with her, and I don't want to miss out on that.
Thank you.
My name is Banda. I'm 22 years old, and if you're watching this, I've been arrested. I'm undocumented, unafraid, and unapologetic. And if I'm doing this, it's because I'm tired of watching my community live in fear. I'm tired of waiting for politicians to do something. I'm tired of watching my friends, family members being put into deportation proceedings. I believe we need to be a change. And to my undocumented community, my message to you is to step up and fight for your rights. Step up so that no more youth, no more family members will be put into deportation proceedings, because if we don't do something, who will?